When I first started experimenting with the art history brush, I really didn't see its purpose. But what we're going to do is create a blended effect on this image and use the art history brush to make up the background. So I'll start by dragging the background layer to the new layer icon to duplicate it. And I will name this Art History. When I've named it Art History, I will go underneath the History Brush tool to the Art History Brush tool. And on this tool, if I zoom in on the image with Command plus or Control plus, I'm going to make my brush bigger and simply click and hold. And it may be hard to tell what's going on until you cross over an area with detail. But it's not just randomly smudging colors. If I'm in the bricks, then I'm getting red. But if I move into this, I don't know what the technical term in architecture is for that, but that little shelf or ledge, kind of like a crown molding on a building, I could see that it's the green and the browns making up the image. So I can use a fairly large brush, making it bigger or smaller to turn this background really into an abstract, so it looks like I have a real photo painted directly on top of an image. And we'll end up with a mask on this image. So I'm going to zoom out and I'll pause the video for a moment while I finish painting the rest of this. For the windows, just a note, you might want to use your left bracket or right bracket on your keyboard to make the brush bigger or smaller to really fill in final elements for this. So I will pause, and when the video resumes, this will be painted and we can move on with our next effect. Alright, through the magic of videotape, or actually computer-based pause and resume, I have painted this whole background for you. And I even saved a cinema painted, so you can see the art history brush painting over top of the original photograph. Now I'm going to hide the art history brush layer by clicking the eye icon, and I'll click on the background and zoom in to this cinema sign. And you can even see the two little pigeons up there. I'll use my quick selection tool to select the cinema sign. And I'm not going to worry about the trees so much or any other portions. Of course, you could fix that if you have the time or energy. I'll hold down Option or Alt to clean up this selection. And my goal is to make cinema the only thing that lights up in its original color and pixels, and then have all of the background become the art history that I've painted. And you can make some decisions as to whether or not you want to keep this border here. I could use Option or Alt to subtract that. You could also work harder to get the individual spokes along the sign, but I'm going to let it go. I'm on the art history layer. I've selected the eye icon so it's on, and now I want to reveal this below and block everything behind it. So I will choose Select Inverse, which will protect the background, and when I hit the Add Layer Mask button, now cinema shows up in its own original detail. And I could click on the mask and hit B for my brush tool and clean up the edges by painting with black to block, in this case blocking the art history, or paint with white to reveal by clicking and shift clicking if I want more of the art history to show through. So you could decide what portions you want to reveal and what portions you want to hide, but this is an excellent way to get a special effect on an image by using art history to create an abstract background. I hit Command 0 or Control 0 to fit in window, and there are lots of other things I could do. I could hold down Command or Control and click to turn this back into a selection. Choose Select the Inverse to get just the cinema. And now the last special effect I'll do is Layer, New Layer, and call this Glow. I'll pick a light yellow color And then I'll choose Edit Stroke. Stroke will stroke in yellow the outside of the cinema sign so it can make it look like it's glowing. And I'll leave it on center, and I think I'll do 10 pixels. And if I deselect with Command D or Control D, you could see the yellow highlight. Now, to make it look like it's glowing, Filter, Blur, Gaussian Blur. And if I click right on the cinema, it brings that into view, and I can dial up or down how much blur I'd like to have happen. So this is your tour of what the Art History brush is designed to do. I use it for abstract painting or backgrounds, and I've also included adding a layer mask and creating a glow effect by stroking a selection and then blurring that stroked selection so I could turn it on or off and you could see that glow effect. Explore with your own images or try with these cinema images to recreate what I've done.